It's your boy Ease, live in effect without the BS. I always wanted to use that emote, so I had to use it while I was walking. Hey, thank you for coming again for the next part of my adventure in Final Fantasy XIV Online. I have good news and I have bad news. Which one y'all want first? I'll start with the bad news, get it out of the way. The bad news about this game, as a new player, aka Sprout, I've run into a really big problem for me as a new player. When you reach level 50, you'll come across a mission that will block your process, your progress, 3 times. And it's bad. You're enjoying the game like I am so far. I got to level 50, and then you get a mission that's just out of this world. I don't know how to explain it. What happens is the game is trying to introduce you to the raid system, the 24-man system. The problem for me is you can't do that mission until other people queue in with you. And if you don't know anybody, that queue can be a long time. And you have to do 3 of those. There was always 2 tanks, maybe 1 or 2 DPS, no healers would join. And then slowly the DPSs will trickle in. End up being a 34-minute wait time. That was for the first time. The second time you have to go through it, you have to do this quest here. That's Circus Tower. Circus Tower also took, for me, about a half-hour wait time. These 3 raids here that they make you do back to back. There is no continuing the story until you complete all 3 of these, and then you can continue on. It is horrible. For one, I never liked raids, so the game is forcing me to do it and wait 30 minutes before I can even move on with the part I do like, which is the quest. And that is, to me, horrible. It got on my nerves. I'm not going back in these things evermore. And then I unlocked this. I did 1 mission and it gave me, 5 new dungeons. Again, I don't want to do them. I mean, I might try it once, but I don't want to do them. I don't like raid systems that, as you're playing the game, if you see an item at the end, like a piece of treasure, that is like, oh man, I need that. The game like rolls a dice to see who gets it. I don't like that. I'm not wasting a whole half hour of wait time plus another 15 minutes, maybe less, of game time trying to keep people alive or whatever, trying to be a tank, trying to do my job, dying or make it all the way through and then don't get rewarded with anything, like nothing. That's why I don't do raids. Just say no to that. Just say no. Yes, you get rewards in it, whatever. I don't want them. I'm good. Unless y'all can trade them in the market and then I buy them. But if you can't, then I just don't want them. That's the bad part. Another bad part that, as a new player, that I find kind of annoying is the fact that when you do get into a raid and you're doing your job, because I think I'm doing my job correctly, then you're pretty much fending for yourself as a tank. Because sometimes you run into a newer than you, because you're new, but you find someone newer who is a healer, and that healer don't know what to do but heal the DPS or whoever's closest to them. I've run into a lot of 4-man dungeons where the healer was right next to me, next to the front of the balls. So he was trying to heal me and then run out. He wasn't aiming. I don't know how healers work, but he stood next to me to try to keep me alive, and that was weird. I kept trying to move away from him. He kept following me, or she, don't know. But we did make it. No one died. Oh, the DPS did, because the DPS was just jumping around. I don't know what he was doing, but he was, he made it through. One try, one person died. But yeah, the game makes you do, or the game allows you to either choose playing with people or NPC. It lets you do that for a very long time. There's over 200 missions in the Realm Reborn area before you even get to Heaven's Ward, where I just got to. That beginning section, which is pretty much a 200 and something mission tutorial, there are so many dungeons that you can do that the game say, hey, you want to go in there with NPCs. As a new player, you get so used to it. But then as soon as you beat the ultimate weapon, the game makes all dungeons multiplayer, so you have to find other people. There are very few dungeons that I can find that I've run into that are NPC still. So after I do them once, I'm not going back in it really, because it's only part of the story. But everything else, they're making you work with other people, which a RNG chance to get something at the end of it after you went through all that work. I don't like doing all that work and no reward for it. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yes, you're going in there to help others stay alive or help others win the match, but I don't see any satisfaction in that. Yes, we won. Where's my prize? I didn't do all that work for no prize. I'm glad we stayed alive. I'm glad we won, but I want something in return. That's all. Now, for the good part, so I can make this a little shorter video. Now for the good part. One, I am enjoying the story. I totally understand why people avoid spoiling the story for new players. Yes, the beginning can be spoiled because it's really boring. But after you get closer to the ultimate weapon, or closer to the end of the first story arc, the game picks up quick. A lot of things pop off that you're like, oh shit, really? And it catches your attention. At that time, for me, then I finally learned some of the characters' names. Like I said, and that's like 3 days full of content that you're pretty much going to forget all the characters because none of them are interesting. And then all of a sudden they become interesting. I guess the writers did something new when they redeveloped the game to put it out from the beginning. And when you start Heaven's Ward, where I'm at, oh God, they must have hired a whole new writing team because the actors are better, the voiceovers are better, the storylines are better, the side quest storylines are better. And that's weird. A side quest storyline that's actually like, ooh, okay. Kind of feel into it. That's pretty tight. So they did a good job, and this is only the first DLC. I didn't get to the other ones yet because there's so many damn missions per part. Because once you beat the first story and get the credits that roll, then you gotta play, was it 2 or 3 like anime fillers episodes? You know what I'm saying? Before you even get to Heaven's Ward, you got this one little story that you have to do, which is like maybe 20 missions long. And once you finish that story finished. And then you got another story called Dream Something. And that story is like maybe 10 missions long. And then that ends. They put a whole section of new story in there per patch that they had back in the day. So when I looked it up to find how many missions I got left, because for me, I wanted to know because everyone says Heaven's Ward is award winning. So I just wanted to get here. I'm not worried about level 90 because I noticed levels do not matter in this game whatsoever. I'm on a server that gives me 100% extra XP, and I'm well over the cap for all the missions. So I gotta back down to even do some of these missions. So level capping means nothing. It's following the main storyline. That's everything. If oh, I got a dungeon coming up. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't want to do a dungeon. See, the game forces you into the dungeons while you're trying to do the storylines. I just hope that this dungeon is an NPC one, which I'm pretty sure it's not. Then I'll have the long wait time. I just finished fighting not Shiva, but another boss just to get this open for another part of the story. Now, I was assuming this was more story, but now I'm back on another goddamn dungeon, looks like. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The story really picks up and is really good. So far. So far. The bosses and the environments, you get a few more new environments in the map. So as you play in those 200 missions, you're going to open up a whole another section of the map. There's a area that I'm not going to tell you because people don't like to spoil things, but once you get to Heaven's Ward, a whole nother world pretty much opens up and the map's even bigger. And you can still travel back to the other side. But there's a part of the story that's like a plot armor that's just like, oh, really? Y'all just going to skip that? But there's some plot armor in there. Sorry, that's a spoiler. When you get around that area, those filler episodes, there's some like plot armor that doesn't make any sense. And of course some things that doesn't make any sense because you probably forgot about it 20, 30 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on day, what, 10 now? Something like that. And I've only made it this far. See how long? And I've been playing most days between 10 a.m. till about maybe 3 in the morning straight every day. And I only made it this far. That's how much shit is in this game. Gotta love it because it gets better once you learn more moves throughout the story. Another thing about level cap. I was level 60 and I could not get any more skills past level 50 due to the fact all skills past level 52 don't unlock for any character, any class that you are, until you get to Heaven's Ward. And then all those quests open up and you can go and get your new skills. That part is, I guess that's to stop people from power leveling and make people go through the story because they spend so much time on it. So I think they did that on purpose. So if you are over the cap, yeah, you might be able to buy new armor to make you stronger, but you won't be able to get any new moves to go along with that. To compensate, I guess. I don't know what the word I should use. But it's still worth it. It is very worth it, especially her. Just meeting her is worth it, okay? She's cool. So, sorry, there's some spoiler going on in the background here. I'm just trying to get past this as I go along. So, I can't have a final verdict yet because I haven't made it to the end. But I can have this update. I did actually buy the game. That's how much I pay for this subscription, so I can learn more of the game, so I can get the retainers. I already sold 52 items in this game. This game has an easy to do market so you can sell stuff. I love it because you only sell it for gold, not other items like other video games. But it's a very good game. It just takes a long time to get into the game, unfortunately. But if you're willing to go past that, like maybe a couple of hours, depending on what you're doing, that learning curve, once you get past that as a new player, oh God, the game opens up. Here's another tip. Here's a tip for new players. One, stick with your job that you started off for. Don't try to do any extra jobs on top of the one you started with. Yes, there are a lot of good extra jobs in this game to choose from, but trying to do 2 jobs at once is very, very time consuming. If you have the time, you're going to double your time trying to do the missions. A lot of them you can't do because of main story quests. And to use your main story quest, you have to use your original build. Okay, so it just takes a long time. Wait a little bit until you have time and within the story, a gap. That's when you should do your alternate job. A good time to do it is right when those 3 filler episodes come in. That whole section is just a waste of time. The game gives you very little. I have 100% experience points, but I was only getting 4,000 per mission, between 3 to 4,000 per mission. That is a low drop from what you were getting before, which I was getting 2 to 300,000 experience, all the way down to 4,000. That's like a 90% drop, 98% drop off, of experience points for just 3 fillers, which are about 30, 40 missions long. So within those 30, 40 missions, use your alt to level it up to where it needs to be. Now, when you get to Heaven's Ward, there are new jobs opening up, which I downloaded one. I downloaded, but I did the missions for one because I want to be a Dark Knight after I max my Paladin up, which I am right now. Paladin first, Dark Knight second. And then I got side jobs, which is blacksmith, because I want to make armor for everybody. And food and all that stuff, especially the food. I got lots of material to finish that off. But don't try to do too much, because it will get overwhelming. That's why I stopped doing those extra jobs, because it was getting way too overwhelming trying to do certain quests, continue the story. Some story parts you can't do for one job because the other job is not far enough. That's weird. But it's a filler episode. Think of Dragon Ball or Bleach animes, where it's just like 30 episodes. Sorry about that, people outside. It's about 30 episodes of filler before they get back to the main story. And that's what happens in this story before you get to Heaven's Ward. But, hey, it's worth the journey. Push hard, you can get through it. Personally, I don't like playing with too many people, the 8-man dungeons or the 4-mans. I'm okay with those. But the 24 one, that's too much stuff going on. It's just, I really don't want to do any dungeons like I'm about to do right now. That's why I'm taking my time here. I don't want to do it. But you have to get through the main story. Oh well. Let the grind begin again, I guess, for today. Woo, boy. It's worth it, though. It's worth it. So, alright, guys. Thanks for checking in. I really do appreciate all the tips that I've been getting on the last couple of videos for Final Fantasy. You guys are a really big inspiration to get me through this the hardship of Realm Reborn. I've learned a lot, but I think I still can learn more because I haven't done anything with the glamour system too much. I just changed the paint. I still got to learn the other jobs. I haven't done any of the your guild company, grand company quests. I haven't done any of those. And I haven't gone. I only went to the casino once just to check it out. I still want to go to the casino. I have tons of cards to play the poker-looking game. But anyway, I got tons to do. I'll give y'all another checkup on another video. I really do appreciate you guys coming through. Hit the subscribe button next time y'all come through. Appreciate it. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.